Let's talk about setting up our appointment type to support a best practice life cycle of a scheduling request. And we're going to focus on workflow mode in this tutorial. So let's go to additional settings of our appointment type. You can see when we're in workflow mode, the triggers are color coordinated, and green color means it is a time-based trigger. So the first one that I want to point out is this 2 hours before the start of an appointment. When we open this up, we can see this is a custom template to send a meeting reminder to your clientele prior to the scheduled meeting. So this is great to do. This is a cherry on top feature where we can go in and make an extra impact on the customer experience. So within this custom template, you can set up expectations. You can include a join button for the online meeting, or you can also include the reschedule and cancel button as kind of a last opportunity to reschedule or cancel the meeting if not needed. I recommend having an internal note written to your PSA ticket, including details such as the client's name, their email address, and what it is indicating. So they were sent a meeting reminder 2 hours prior to the scheduled call with resource name. Use the smart tokens so that you can get customized details within your notes, okay? Then when we scroll down, we're going to have 3 separate time-based triggers. Now, a common misstep that I see is that it will be 24 hours and then 24 hours again when setting up reminders. We actually want to stagger these. So these calculate off of when the initial request is sent using the Ask Client to Schedule button within the ticket itself. So from the pod, insight, or tab, depending on your PSA, okay? Within these, we do recommend having certain steps. And so the first one is to skip all actions in this trigger when the associated ticket is closed. This is great if the technician goes through and is able to resolve the ticket and he closes it without actually canceling the scheduling request that is still open out there, right? So this will stop any progression through the workflow. But if the ticket is still open and this meeting is still needed, we want to send a reminder to the client that they still need to schedule. The benefit of using times as reminders to follow up with their clients instead of maybe some workflow automation that is already set up in your PSA is that within each email that the client receives, there is the action step, that they can take action on it with each email they get. So they don't need to go back and try to find the initial scheduling request. And the way that the email looks is consistent. So it's a consistent experience, and the call to action is upfront and easily accessible. Again, add another internal note to the ticket annotating that a reminder to schedule their meeting was sent to, the client name, the email, and details pertaining to this reminder. Okay, so we want to send at least 2 of these reminders here. So you see we have one at 24 and one at day 2. The reason why I recommend at least 2 is we want to find this balance between following up too much with our client and not enough, right? And we have found that with at least 2 reminders, the completion rate, so the rate within clientele actually scheduling the meeting, success rate of that is increased when there's at least 2 reminders per appointment type. So we'll have 2. And then this last one here is day 4. So I typically recommend between 3 or 4 days having a last reminder to the customer. So you can do, kind of a last call reminder of, hey, this is, our 3rd or 4th attempt trying to get a hold of you. Please let us know if this is still an issue. And then you can update the service ticket to a no response status that is configured for this board. So to set up your preset statuses, you will go to integrations into your individual PSA settings, and then preset statuses are set up there, okay? And I do recommend having separate ticket statuses for times S to use within your PSA. Okay, and again, another internal note to annotate that, this is attempt 4 to reach out and who the email was sent to. That keeps your internal notes as a running audit trail on what's going on with your system and your interactions with your client. I hope this is helpful. The reason why I do recommend the 4-day or 3 to 4 day for that no response, this is specific to kind of give you a baseline of setup for a service desk. It's going to be different whether your appointment type is for sales related, maybe it's a QBR. You might want to stretch that out a little bit. Times S does count weekends and holidays when calculating these out, so giving a little bit more time is better than really constricting it down too tight where your client doesn't have time to take action on it. And do keep in mind that with your preset status, where you're pending client scheduling, I do recommend having your SLA stopped. So it should be as if you're waiting on client ticket status, which most MSPs have, where you're waiting on them to respond. And then this is how you can automate that follow-up with them. I hope this is helpful to you. If you have any questions, our team is here to guide you. You can reach out to us at help@timesS.com or the yellow chat bot within the application. It all goes to the same location, and we're there waiting to assist you. Have a wonderful day and take care.